Hi guys, so I bought this property for £50,000 in January 2021 and it was revalued after the refurbishment for £135,000. And recently, in August 2023, I've just purchased this property next door for £85,000. Now I'm going to give you a walkthrough and it's a little bit more expensive than this one, which was bought at £50,000, because as you can see, we've got brand new doors, brand new windows, and also the roof is also in very good condition. Plus, it's a brand new boiler, which I'll show you. So we're going to save a lot of money on that. Let's go take a look inside. So the first thing you'll notice when you walk in is we've got damp problems on this wall. And I know it's damp because on the wall this side, which is my property as well, also suffers with damp. Now we've managed to treat that property, but unfortunately, because this one's still damp, it means that I can't fully fix it because this is the one that's causing the problem. So luckily, now that I own both, I can hopefully fix the problem 100%. Let's go take a walk through. So the first room is the living room that you walk into. Now, again, there's some more damp problems here, so we're going to put a damp-proof course in this property, like we did on the previous one. Usually we do see these problems in Victorian terraced houses, so it's typical and standard, but it's something that shouldn't worry you because it can be fixed and resolved. Now, you'll notice that in this property, we have a doorway here which goes into the dining room, but this is going to be converted into a bedroom. And the way that we do this, we're going to close off this wall here and we're going to put a doorway in here. We're going to move the radiator and we're going to put a doorway in here. Exactly the same layout as next door. But at the time of recording, we honestly don't know whether we're going to be doing this as an Airbnb or as a HMO. Now, a HMO is subject to planning permission, which I had to get for that one. And that one's currently earning me £135 a week per room. So there's 3 students in there, and this would be one of the bedrooms. So in total, on a 52-week contract, that's £21,060 a year, gross income, all bills included. Now the reason why we're in two minds, because if it was going to be a HMO, we would need planning permission, and that's not easy to get in this area because it's an Article 4. So the alternative to that, I've just opened up an Airbnb a few streets away, and that's been rented at £95 a night on Airbnb and Booking.com, and with a 70% occupancy rate, it's approximately £24,272 a year, which is approximately £3,000 more than a HMO. However, it's a lot more management and it's a lot more processes and systems to get in place. So it's figuring out whether or not that £3 extra is worth all that time and hassle. Plus it is extra costs because you've got the cleaning expenses on top of that as well. So let's progress through this property. We now go into the kitchen, which you might think it's not in bad condition. Decent cupboards, decent doors, but you know what we're like, we will be ripping all of this out and we'll be putting in a very high spec, brand new kitchen, replacing all of the units, everything in this property. And the good thing about this one is that a little bit different to next door, because next door there's a wall here, so it's a very slim alleyway. And for some reason, when they did this extension, it's a lot wider, which means that we'll be able to get extra cupboard space, potentially around this area as well, which is great news. So let's go take a look upstairs. And what you might notice is that the ceilings could potentially be asbestos, so they will need boarding over, and especially these old polystyrene tiles that they used to put on the ceilings, they need to come down and reboarded with fireboard, essentially. Now the stairs are usually in good condition, so these might just need a lick of paint. But if we wanted to go to that next level, I'm thinking about putting an oak staircase in and making this glass all the way around, depending on the budget. So the first room upstairs is the bathroom, and I want to show you this brand new boiler that looks like it's been recently fitted. It's got a filter on it as well, which is always a good sign. Plus, I've just spotted this. Obviously, whoever the previous owners have looked after it because they've put a central heating system protector in. So that's good news, and it's empty, which means that it might already be in the system. But the plan with this is to rip out all the bathroom, take out the bath. I'm not a fan of baths in my investment properties, and instead I might put in a big walk-in shower. Again, replacing the toilet, replacing the basin, making it really high spec. And in terms of the layout, what we did on the next door's property is this boiler cupboard's quite bulky, takes a lot of space. So what we do is we move the boiler to about this level of height, and then we put the new toilet underneath. And what we do then is we have a cupboard over the toilet, which hides the boiler, it looks very nice, and plus that's an outside wall, so it's great for our waste to get out and down to the sewerage. And we also have a small leak here from the shower. So follow me into the next room. Again, lovely polystyrene tiles on the ceiling. It needs taking down. And you'll notice as well that all of this is wallpaper and it's usually very difficult to strip off. So all of this is getting stripped, and when you take off the wallpaper, usually the walls are not in the best condition in these properties, so it will mean that every single wall and ceiling will be re-skimmed, and some may even need to be reboarded, which is another expense on the budget, which you need to obviously factor in. So, this bedroom is the smallest room. Now, you might think it's a box room, but you'd be surprised what we can do in such small spaces. We've tried every angle that we possibly could to fit the bed in the previous one. We've thought about putting the bed in front of the window, it doesn't look great. Maybe putting the bed here, but then they're walking into it, obviously. So the best layout that we've found is by having the bed, headboard here, facing that way, and we rip out these cupboards and we'll put a TV on this wall, double bed, so there's enough space for them to kind of get in, walk around and watch TV. And then they've got all of this floor space here. Now, Kush, who's filming, she wants to keep this fireplace, but I know it's a really nice feature, but I would rather sell it to an antique dealer who can restore it and sell it on so it's not broken, and then we kind of just go in and plasterboard it and re-skim it to give it that modern look, which we want to achieve in these properties. This will be the wardrobe space, so all of this comes out, we'd re-skim it all, make it look nice, and put some chest of drawers in here with a nice wardrobe rail going across there. Works really well for Airbnb guests as well. It doesn't take up too much space. And you'll notice the floors, we've not done anything to the property. It's Kush's second time visiting, it's only my third time. And they were like this, so they've ripped up the old carpets and they've sanded all the old floorboards and they've stained them. Cost effective, but in my opinion, it needs an upgrade, and we'll be putting in some laminate flooring or carpets, yet to be decided. So, let's go through now into the final room, which is bedroom number 3. And what we do in this room, one of my favourites, providing Kush lets me, is that we're going to be putting in an ensuite. Usually what we do is we use this wall for the toilet. Now there's a reason why we use this wall for the toilet. That's the front of the property, and you don't want to run sewerage waste to the front of the property. It doesn't look great. And so we're going to drill basically a 4-inch waste which goes through this wall, through the bedroom, and then out at the back and down into the main sewerage. So that's where the toilet is going. Every property, for some reason, on this street and around this area, has this little niche in here. So what we do is we take all this out, extend it a little bit bigger, and we put our basin unit in there, and our taps with a nice countertop, wooden worktop, and the waste going down there. And then this area will then, this comes out, again, could be restored, and we'll put in a quadrant shower. Now, the reason why I put quadrants in and not squares, it's cost effective. You only have to tile 2 walls. You have to tile this wall and that wall, and you leave this wall painted, essentially, because that's going to be where the door is. Probably put a sliding door on it, so a sliding door into here. Save space, because this is where the desk goes for the students. And then this side, so if you imagine, our shower is going to come from here, our ensuite wall, okay? And then this side is now where our built-in wardrobes are going to be. Little door on it, make it look nice and enclosed. Put some railings in here and some chest of drawers, plenty of storage space. And that leaves then this whole area behind you for a bedroom. So hopefully, I like the idea of putting, usually we put wall lights on, but I like the idea of potentially putting some hanging ceiling lights coming down, so like over the bed. And then a big king bed, did we say, Kush? Maybe not doubles anymore, I think we're upgrading to king size. There's enough space in here. Maybe not that one, that might be a bit too tight. We'll put king beds in here. And yeah, that's our plan for this room. And just to recap, again, these windows are brand new. And the reason why I know they're brand new as well, other than that they look brand new, is that when I was getting those replaced next door, it was coincidentally the same company who just done these about 3 months earlier, and they came back and, oh, we've just done next door, and now I own this one, which is great. So we know the roof's good, we know the boiler's good, we know the windows are good, and we know the front door's good, so we've saved some money there on the purchase. Now, there's a reason for this. So Kush argues with me. I had to slightly overpay on this property because I wanted it next door. I've always wanted to own a property next door to one that I own. But then if we recap on what I've just said, That one was bought for 50,000, but the roof was not in a great condition. The windows and the doors needed replacing, and the boiler needed replacing. So there's approximately £15,000 there. So if you knock £15,000 off that, you're looking at about 70,000. No, that one next door was too cheap. It was ridiculous. It was during COVID times and there was no other people. There was 10 viewings booked in for this. Here's a story. I was in Dubai and we saw a little bird come to our balcony window. Kush said, oh, when you see a bird at the window, it means good news. So I started just scrolling through Rightmove, as you do on a morning, and I found this property. I was like, oh my God, Kush, look, it's next door. Let's ring up. So I know the owner of the estate agents. Said, what's the crack? How many viewings are booked in? Said it's fully booked on one of the Tuesdays. They had a big open viewing for this property. About 10 people had booked in. So instead of getting involved in a bidding war, which has happened before, this was listed at offers in the region of £80,000. So I said, would £85,000 take it off the market? I don't get in a bidding war, and I'm happy that I've bought the house next door. She said, I'll ring up the owner. She spoke to her, she said, yeah, she's happy to cancel all viewings, take it off the market, and you got it for 85. Otherwise, I'm now stuck in a bidding war, 81, 82, 83, so if I got it for £83,000, you need to have the properties to be able to make money. So for me, it was a case of just putting that little bit extra in, securing it next door to the one I've got. It's a great investment area, I know it works, and I've got two options, Airbnb or HMO. I think it's a fantastic buy, and it's great to work here as well, because some streets you can't get parked up, but look here, well, it's full. It's full at the minute, but this is all private parking here. So essentially for the trades, you come here, let my little cookie out, he can run around, we know it's a safe area, and it's 2 minutes from my other investment properties. So yeah, I'm really happy with this purchase. So if you did enjoy this video, please do leave it with a like, as it does help to grow the channel, and of course, please do subscribe. And just before you go, the reason why we're trying to grow this YouTube channel is because you might have seen that on Instagram, it's very difficult to get across information within 60 seconds on a reel. So we're opening this up to more questions, more debates, more worries, more problems, more rewards on YouTube. There's more time for me to explain more things to you. So please do support the channel, it really does help. And if you do have any questions, please do leave them in the comments below and I'll make sure to answer them. And of course, follow along to this project so you can see it go from this to hopefully an up and running Airbnb or HMO. Cheers guys, I'll see you in the next one.